Hi, YouTubers. Rebecca Roy here. And before I forget, if this video helps you and you're enjoying it, I would really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and leave me a comment because I'm new and it helps with my algorithm. And I would like to be able to continue to give content. So today I want to talk about the division that's trying to be spread throughout the United States. And from what I understand from my friends that live overseas and in other countries and other continents, actually, it's happening there as well. And the biggest thing is that they're trying to make us live in fear. And we shouldn't live in fear. We are omnipresent, multidimensional light beings, all of us, every single one of us. Whether you're awakening or you're not awakening, it doesn't matter. God created all of us equal, and He gave all of us unique gifts. And we all have a plan, a soul contract that we made before we were born of what we wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. And when the powers that be start spreading around a lot of fear and division and trying to divide us, that weakens us. And in order for us to be in our power, because we have individual power and we also have community power. So if we want to keep our community power, then we want to bolster each other up and be there for each other. And the way that they are trying to divide us by dividing us with immigration and all these other things, color, immigration, religion, you name it, they are trying to divide us and split us up because they know that if we are awakening, if we are just on the verge of awakening and going down the enlightenment path, that if they put enough doubts and if they put enough division into us, that they can stop us from doing that. And I'm going to be a way shower, so I'm showing the way to people. And I am already experiencing quite a few ascension symptoms. My husband is in the second awakening, and he loves to go to church, and he enjoys the dogma of church. I do not. I'm spiritual, and I don't enjoy the dogma of church. I do, however, love the community of church. I love that people come together and that they love and do loving things to help the community as a group together. I do like that. I don't like the dogma. I don't like the fear. But other than that, I do like the idea. So that's the difference. But he's not trying to tell me that my way of doing things is wrong and that I shouldn't be doing it that way. He's actually very proud of me and inspiring to me. And I think that I inspire him, and I am definitely very proud of him. So it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be, well, you're totally unawake and you don't understand what I'm going through, so I am not going to give you love. That is exactly what you need to do. Because when you send love to somebody, that raises their vibration. And when you raise their vibration, then their eyes get opened up just a little bit more. Their subconscious leaks into their conscious just a little bit more. And because that is happening, they are coming that much closer to waking up. And maybe they decided in their life plan that they weren't going to wake up until the third awakening, because the longer that you stay in karma, the longer that you stay dealing with all the not so niceties of emotion that we have, or staying in the victimhood, the more your soul expands. And so we put all these obstacles and all these things in our life for us to experience, so that when we do get to the point where we do awaken, when we do awakening, then we are able to identify with some of the things that somebody that perhaps maybe they're in the second awakening or the third awakening. We can help those people. And I have been shown my plan. I've been shown my plan as step 1, step 2, and step 3, and step 4. And one of the last things that I am going to do is I'm going to find people that are in the darkest recesses of their mind, where they just are just being consumed by the dark energies of life and of themselves, because their ego has taken over and is telling them they're not good enough, they're garbage. And when you feel that way, it's very hard to dig yourself out. And if you feel like you just have never amounted to anything, or you're worthless, or you've been beaten down by life over and over again, it's very easy to believe those things, that you are worthless and that you aren't good enough and that you have nothing to offer. But that is absolutely not true. Like I said, we are all omnipresent, multidimensional light beings, every single one of us. Whether you are a ancient soul or a new soul on earth, you're here for a reason. You're here to carry the light. And those people that have been consumed by the darkness, those are the people that we're going to help. When we do wake up, we're going to help them. Some people have more of a mission to help them, like I do. They've shown me that I'm going to go into the darkest recesses of earth, and I'm going to pull people out of their depression. I'm going to pull them out into the light and show them just how beautiful they are. And I'm already starting to do that. I'm in phase 1 of my mission. And phase 1 of my mission is to give angel messages and have the angels tell you exactly what it is that you are on the other side, and give you a glimpse of what your mission is. Sometimes they'll tell the mission completely through me if your gifts aren't activated in any way. And other times they will come to you and tell you the mission. And whether you want to be awake or asleep, you can choose. You get to choose. You get to choose whether you want to remember or you don't, even. So it's amazing what the things that are coming through. And the biggest thing that is coming through is that they want us to love ourselves like God loves us. Love yourself unconditionally, and not in a vain way, but in a way that God loves you. God loves you unconditionally. If you make a mistake, He understands. He's not judging you. He's saying, I love you. So if you're choosing love and light, He says, good, I love you. Here you go. If you're choosing darkness and hate, saying, good, I love you. Here you go. So this is what I'm saying. He's not judging you in any way. So if you're beating yourself up and saying, I'm not worthy, I'm worthless, and trust me, I've been there. I've been there. Everybody has, at one point or another, in one lifetime or another, been there where they've told themselves they weren't enough, or they're just not worthy of anything. But that just isn't true. God loves all of us, and He wants all of us to know He loves all of us. And one of the things that I started doing when I first started coming out of my depression was I started just forcing myself to smile and say happy, 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 happy. And I'd force myself to smile. Yay, I'm so happy. And I'd go for walks in nature, and I'd connect to nature, because nature brings your vibration up. I'd listen to vibrational music. I'd be around people that really, truly love me. Try to stay away from the people that don't really love you, that you just have in your life, but they cause a lot of drama and they cause a lot of pain. Try to stay away from them, because first thing you need to do is bring yourself back up. You got to bring yourself up to a level where you can start to love yourself again and start to say, hey, you did a good thing today. Good job. And give yourself a pat on the back. I did a good thing today. Good job. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I know that sounds silly, and people, I don't want to do that. People think I'm crazy. No, they're not, because they're not going to know you're doing that. So don't worry about that, because the only person you need to worry about is yourself. So if you're tired of feeling like a victim, and you don't want anything to do with this division that they're trying to pass around all over the globe, but you'd like to come into your powers, the very first thing that you do is love yourself like God loves you. Then, once you've gotten yourself up to 432 hertz, which you can put YouTube on and put 432 hertz on there. Once you've gotten yourself up to that, play it in the background. And you're feeling good and you're cleaning your house and you're just singing along with a song or whatever. You start feeling good, start realizing you're feeling good, start spreading that love around. Go into a meditation. Bring that love into yourself, connect yourself into earth, connect yourself into heaven, and then wrap that love that you feel for yourself all over the country you work in. Start in your house and spread it out. Then spread it out for your country all over the globe. Give the globe a great big hug. Shoot it off out into the universe, multi-dimension, multi-reality. The more that you spread that love, the quicker this earth is going to turn to 5D. The quicker this earth is going to turn into a place that we want to be. The pollution's going to go and the health restored to the people. People are going to be kinder and nicer and more considerate. And no, it's not going to happen in a day or two. And no, it's probably not going to happen, overnight. It's going to take, decades for everything to happen. But to be a part of the beginning of it, which this is the beginning of it, to be a part of the beginning of it, to raise the vibration enough that we can bring Dharma in. And Dharma is when you don't have karma anymore. And Dharma is when you don't create karma. So everything that you do brings you joy and brings love. And you pass that joy and you pass that love. And that's the place I want to live. And if I'm 61 now, if I live till, I'm 80 and I get to see a piece of that, yay! That is all I'm saying. I am saying that let's get that going. Let's bring that Dharma in. Let's bring it in. And the sooner we bring it in, the more love we spread, the sooner it comes. And especially for ourselves. So that's where it starts. It starts with yourself. And it starts going into yourself. So you go into yourself and you find all those little dark spots that you've shoved down that I've been talking about since day one of my YouTube videos. And you pull them up and you look at them. And you say, is that true? Is that really true? Am I really a worthless piece of shit? No, I'm not. And you can discard that one. Give it to Mother Gaia to transmute it into love because it's not true. It's a false belief. And every day I say to myself, God, help me to shed the things that no longer serve me and bring into the things that are in my highest good. And that's what I pray. So whatever comes to me is in my highest good, and the things that aren't no longer useful for me or for my highest good, I'm releasing to Mother Gaia and I'm giving them to her to transmute them into love. So I don't know what your plan is, the whole scope of everything, but I do know that the scope and plan for Earth is for us to ascend into love and beauty, for us to ascend into love and joy. God never meant for us to be disengaged. He never meant for us not to be connected. We were supposed to always be connected, and we were supposed to always be into our powers, which is your gifts, your clairvoyance, your claircognizance, your clairaudient, your clairtangent, your clairsentient, your empathetic center, all those things. And I'll be putting some, I'm going to be making I'm going to be making a website that's in the works right now, and I'm going to have classes on how you can increase your claircognizance, your clairaudient, your clairvoyance, your clairsentient, and your clairtangent, and your empathetic center. And so that's all in the works right now. I also have classes for how to protect yourself from dark entities and how to remove a curse, how to block magic from coming onto you, those kinds of things. Because I have been fighting the dark forces my whole life, because when you're a bright, shiny light, the dark forces see you, and they see you as a threat. So remember that you can protect yourself. You can protect yourself by calling in Archangel Michael. You call in Angel Michael, and you ask him to put a protective shell around you. And then when you do open your channel, because you want to talk to God, or you want to talk to the angels or the archangels or your guardian angels even, or maybe perhaps you want to talk to your deceased loved ones, you want to say, I only allow the highest of the highest. I am a child of God. I am a child of the great I am. I am a child of the universe, of the purest of the pure, of the know, of the highest of the high. However you want to say it, it all means the same thing, that you do not want any low entity beings coming into your channel. And your channel is 6 feet out all the way around you. So it's pretty wide. It's a pretty big channel, and that's how big your aura is too. So when someone comes into, and that's putting both arms out, so it's 3 feet in it, in, you know, your body's in the middle kind of deal. So that's why when people walk into your aura, you feel like they're too close. You're like, you need to back up, because they're in your energy space. So trying to remember if there was anything else I wanted to talk about. So that's the biggest thing, is to raise your vibration to 963 hertz. That is what God's vibration is. If you can get it even higher, you're going to start to experience ascension symptoms. And that's where I try to keep my vibration. And they told me my vibration was 1209 the last time I had an ascension symptom, where I started to see on the other side of the veil, which happened to me on October 30th. So on October 30th, I started to see this orb open up, and it had these pointy ends. So it looked like energy. And I thought, oh, okay, there's a light being here. And it had all these pointy ends and everything. But then in the middle of it was like a bunch of pictures put together, so you really couldn't see what it was. It was all these colors and pictures mixed together, and it was moving. And so I was like, what is that? And it lasted for about 10 minutes. So it was really cool. So I'm watching, actually 12 minutes, because it was 2:48 when I first saw it. So then it starts to separate a little bit, and you see, I honestly don't know exactly what it was that I saw, because it was the first time I've ever seen that. So, but I didn't see it long enough for it to come into clarity. It opened up, and I saw a bright light. I saw colors that I'd never seen before. And then it closed back up, and then it opened up, and I saw like foggy images of things that I really didn't know what they were. And then the third time that it opened, I honestly think I saw a seraphim. Those are those winged angels with the eyes all over them. That's what I think I saw, but I'm not 100%. So, it was the first time of seeing the other side. And they tell me that was my first glimpse, and that will happen more and more as I ascend and as I go into the higher dimensions until I can see on the other side. And then I'm going to be connected into the universal knowledge. I'm going to be connected into everything that is, and I'm going to understand everything in multi-dimension, multi-reality, multi-generational. So I'm going to see Earth, and I'm going to see it happen all at once, is the way that it's been explained to me. And then when I first see that, it's not going to make any sense to me at all, which this first glimpse really didn't make any sense to me at all. As you can tell, because I can't really describe exactly what it was I was seeing. But then as it progresses, you know more and more and more what it is that you're seeing. And I'm really excited for this. I'm excited. I can't wait because, I've already gotten my claircognizant, my clairvoyance, and my clairaudient are really, really, on point. I don't get a lot of taste. And they told me I was going to start tasting rot. I didn't like that. So me and my friend said, no, can we just taste like fake sugar instead? And this is when we're going to know where the darkness is, where health is concerned. And so that kind of freaked me out. And then what was the other thing? Oh, smell. Smell, I don't have that much. When my dad's around, I can smell his Old Spice. And when my grandfather's around, I smell cinnamon because he loves cinnamon gum. But those are the only two loved ones that I actually know that they're around me by their smell. But they say that that's going to increase too. And then my empathetic center has always been extremely, extremely strong. If people say that you're too sensitive or you wear your heart on your sleeve or, don't like it because you're crying. My father hated it when I cried. But it was because I was so sensitive. It was because I could feel everybody else's feelings. And because I didn't have anybody to teach me that that's what was going on, that was what was happening, and they weren't actually my feelings, then it took me a long time to realize, wait a minute, this anger I'm feeling isn't mine, or this hate I'm feeling isn't mine, or this jealousy I'm feeling isn't mine, because it takes me a lot to hate. I don't hate very easily. In fact, I can't even think of anybody I actually hate. Anymore because I've worked through all that. But I did have a couple of people I hated, but it took a lot for them to do a lot of really bad things for me to actually hate them. And I didn't hate them for very long because I just have a very loving core and I just have a hard time with hate. So I ended up sending them love anyways, even though I hated them. And then before I knew it, the hate was gone. And that's a big thing. If you can send the people that you hate love, you raise their vibration and they stop doing hateful things to you. So that was a very powerful lesson that I learned about hate. And jealousy, I've never really been that jealous of anybody. So I didn't really experience that one that much. So the small few times that I ever was jealous of somebody, that got transmuted pretty quickly because I think I've worked that out in previous lives many times. And so in this lifetime, I didn't really experience a lot of that. But these are the kind of feelings that you have to bring up and you have to transmute. My biggest thing was fear. And now I know, because I have remembered enough lifetimes to know that I was burned at the stake, thrown in a well, had my head chopped off, and they missed and hit me right here. And the axe was dull, so he basically hacked my head off. And that was really gruesome. And I just remembered that one. And thanks for that memory. So that I had to transmute. And these are some things that, you have to transmute that are pretty frightening and fear-based, big time fear-based, right? But this lifetime was back in like the 1500s, so that would be 1400 and something. So it's a long, long time ago. But you're going to remember good lifetimes too. I remembered a lifetime where I had a bar and I lived on the beach and I had friends all over the place and I had a beautiful life. And then I remembered this lifetime where I was at Stonehenge and I was I was a magician and I was moving the stones into place. And I remembered a lifetime where I lived in Egypt, where I was part of the pyramids being moved into place. And they moved that with sound, by the way. and light language, sound and light language. And I remembered this lifetime where I was the apple of my dad's eye, and he played the fiddle, and that was probably my favorite. I was the oldest in my family. I'm the youngest. In this family, I was the oldest, and I had a brother and a sister that were a lot younger than I was, and it was just a really beautiful life. My father was well off, and I don't know if this was 1700. I really don't know. It was sometime in there because of the clothing I had on. But he was well off, and it's just a beautiful life that I had. And I know that I was in North Berwick, Scotland, and I would love to go back there, and because I've been there. And as soon as I got there, I was like, I'm home. This is where I want to be. And my son and I were traveling across Europe. And I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere else. And he's like, but we're going to London. And I'm like, no, I want to just stay here. I'm home. I want to be home. I want to stay here. And he just thought that was nuts. And of course, we didn't derail our trip. But if I ever had a chance to go there and spend some real quality time there, I would definitely do it. So these are some of the memories that you're going to have, is times when your life wasn't so great. And then you're going to remember lifetimes where your life was great, because we, decide to have these lives where we transmute a bunch of fear. And then we decide to have these lives where we take a break and we just have a good life, and we just have abundance everywhere. We're well off. We have everything come to us easily. And I definitely didn't choose that in this lifetime. I definitely chose to be an outcast and to be a hermit and keep to myself and not tell anybody about my gifts, because every time I did, it was not a good thing. But now I'm at a point in my life where it is a good thing to tell people about my gifts, because I'm bringing the angel messages and I'm giving them hope and I'm showing them what they can do. And so it's a beautiful thing. So everything makes sense, is what I'm trying to say, is when you do remember these lifetimes. The reason I had to remember these lifetimes was because in one of these lifetimes, I learned how to heal. Like, I could just lay my hand on you or wave my hand and I could heal you. And so I needed to remember these lifetimes so that I could do those healings, so that I could heal my lungs. And I still haven't remembered what it is that I needed to remember. However, they wouldn't have killed me if I wasn't powerful, because that's what they were afraid of. They were afraid of me being powerful. So if you have a remembrance of a lifetime where you died a brutal death, just know that it was because you were powerful and that they were afraid. So when you do remember that death, go back into it and see what it was that they were afraid of. And that's what I've been trying to do. So I really want to end this on a beautiful note, because it's pretty ghastly what I just talked about. But I want you to know that I love everybody, and I really appreciate all of you guys subscribing to me and all the comments that you leave. They just make my heart fill up with love, and I want to send you all a big bunch of love, and I want you all to have a beautiful day and remember some beautiful lifetimes, even if you remember some ghastly ones. And remember to send that love all around your area and out, and shoot it out into and wrap it around the earth. Give her a big hug. I have a video coming out that will express all of that. And I hope that you do that. If you can do that in your meditation every day or every other day or once a week or once a month, whatever you can do, the more that we do it, the better off we are. And if you can combine your roots with a friend's roots and do it together, that's even more powerful. So that's it. And I'll talk to you again probably next Tuesday. I'm trying to make them on Tuesdays, but things got away from me this week. But I definitely want to try to put my videos out on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So anyways, have a great day. Love to all. Bye.